This is a Bissel Clearview compact vacuum cleaner. I've taken the canister unit apart and cleaned it already. Didn't film that, but I'm going to have a look inside here. You can see how dirty it was, and I wanted to just test and see if I could get it to come up clean. And soapy hot water did. There's some smudges still on it, but they're apparently staining rather than there's a bit of dirt still in that crevice, but I'm not going to worry too much about that. I'd like to see what's inside. I've turned it on, and I know that the motor works, but at the same time, turning it on is one thing. There was water in it whenever I got it, so I'm not entirely sure if it's going to work. It was obviously somewhere quite dirty. I think it might have been in a sewing factory, some kind of a place that made garments. So I imagine this white piece, now that I've taken out the 3 screws, should lift off. Another screw in here, and there is one over on the other side actually. So yeah, this is a model 2396E. There's another one behind this roller, which I guess there must be a way to get out. There must be a way to get that out. You can see the screw in behind it there. Maybe. There it is, hidden. So I've got to get this roller bar out somehow. It's probably quite simple, I says. There, that's it, just bend it out. That's probably not good for it. I've bent the tip a bit there, but it'll go back in. And if it doesn't really matter. This screw here. So, like all these vacuum cleaners of late, I found it on the street. There we go. That just lifts off. It's dirty, but it's no dirtier than any other vacuum cleaner. Now this in here is very dirty. So there's the retract mechanism, and here's the on-off switch. There's a little control board down there, which I never like to see. I'm not entirely sure why that's there. Okay, let's lift the switch out. This is all filthy. Switch is out. This mechanism might come out as well. Sometimes these just lift up. Yeah. Okay, get it out of the way. Now to get the plug off, you've got to take off these 2 screws down in the bottom here. And that lets the little door, little black door on the bottom fall out. There. And that means that I can get my fingers in on them. These screws out. And then the plug will come through. I think. Yeah, does. Doesn't really want to, but does. It'll come. Then, screw here. Get the motor cover off. There's a little rubber bung, a rubber thing there. Take that out. It's a little pressure release valve by the looks of things with a load of fluff on top. Another one over here. The plan is just to give this a bath. Take the electrics out of it, give it a bath, put it back together. Lift straight up. There's a load of stuff caught in there. What that is, I do not know, but I'll give that a clean out as well. You can see it's like hair, but it's not. It's synthetic of some kind, wig hair maybe or something like that. That'll be restricting flow. Rubber ring, didn't waste any money getting that made. Motor and control board. So let's just lift all of those away as a unit. All those electronics. In here, in the back of the filter, there's a load of hair. Well, it's not really hair, it's just fluff and, yeah, some hair, obviously. That's out, so all that is ripe for cleaning. I guess I could snap out the wheels on one side. I could probably snap them out on both. I'll do that. I'm just pulling on the wheel, trying to push the tab in, down. I don't know if it's worth it. I don't really care because I can give them a good clean with a brush, and if it's dirty in behind, that's alright. Yeah, I'm not going to worry about that. I'll give these a wash. Try and get this stuff out of here. And then give all of these bits a wipe. And put them all back together again. There's a rubber plug on the bottom of that motor as well. It's only a little motor on this one. P27D04 2013, so that makes it 7 years old. 16th of December. It's got a date. I wonder what that controller does, because all it does is, I don't know, keep the speed at the same speed. Somehow there's no volume control or anything on it, it's just got on off, so I really don't know why it needs... It's not a filter, by the looks of things. I don't know why it needs all that gubbins. There might be, like, some bit of it might be a filter, but give it all a clean, give it all a wash. Okay. Better pull this stuff out. That's it, that's much better. Okay. I'll take these buttons apart. There's just little plastic tabs. These are easier to get off than the wheels by the looks of things. Just snap them, and there's a spring inside. I have to remember to put the spring back in, of course, because I didn't on that Mondo that I was working on. I'll have to take it all apart again. Well, I might not have shown that in the video. Magic of TV, you can just zip forward into what is more presentable. Okay, that's that one. Give these a wipe. So I'm back on the bench. You can hear the washing machine in the background. Got a bowl of warm soapy water, a couple of cloths. So I'm just going to give this setup a little sponge bath. You can see in the back I've got a Vax 2100 vacuum cleaner. I'm waiting video processing and upload. These videos, they're very long, so they take a long time to process. So you never know which one's going to come first. This one, I took apart an Electrolux, I think it was a Mondo, or some kind of an Electrolux, a wine-coloured one, to find out that the brushes had completely disintegrated. And this motor, it seems like a smaller motor, but it has this similar brush arrangement where it's quite a big unit, and I think it's welded together, so I don't know. See the way the brush cable here is, maybe it's just folded over and crimped though, maybe it's not so bad. Maybe it's not welded. Look at the cloth, it's coming off pretty dirty. Look, blue cables. Now the effort here isn't to make it concourse condition, but it's to make it so that there should be no dust inside it, really. Put that there to soak for a minute. So can I check these brushes? I can see inside that there's actually quite a bit of meat. There's, I don't know, there's at least 10 or 11 mil in there. Let's see if taking it off will do anything. I don't know that it will. No, it's all crimped together with those wires, so I'd have to uncrimp it, uncrimp those little folded over pieces of metal. And I just can't be bothered, is the short answer there. You can see they're crimped around each of these little coated cables. One crimp and one crimp. I could take the spade connector off, but that won't do any good. Or I could bend those tabs up to get in the back, but I don't really want to do that either. Will I have a go? Maybe I will. I'll do one side just to see if it's possible. We haven't got much cable to play with over here. There we go. Yeah, there's not much left. It's got number 210 written on it. I'm not too fussed about it though. It'll do me. It's not going to be used in any industrial kind of way. It's already 7 years old, I think we ascertained. Got a spring caught there, that's it. Back in you go. Very good. Stove those over. So maybe you could replace that just to there, but I don't know. I won't be doing it. Okay, so that's wiped. Let's wipe that cable to make it white. This one is red. There's the switch, it's particularly dusty. Look at the colour of this cloth. Started off white today when it got up this morning. Okay. Interesting wires arrangement on that board. Let's give this a bit of a wipe. It might actually be worth giving this a bath. I might do that and get a little brush. Just put this in here and give it a bit of a wash. Now you don't want to do this when it's plugged in, but there's absolutely nothing wrong with washing a circuit board. As long as you dry it properly, completely dry. Before you reinstall it. And you need to make sure that all of the units are sealed. So all of these units are sealed. Some of them, you might have some kinds of relays that aren't sealed on some boards, and you need to be a bit more careful with them, but this one's fine. I'll put this by the fire overnight. Let it dry out. Okay, and then there's a piece of plastic in here, wasn't there? Piece of rubber. Dry that out, or rinse it out. And we'll give this little reel a bit of a clean. And I think I'll leave all this stuff overnight to dry out a bit. What I'll do as well off camera is I'll unroll the whole cable once I have the machine back together and give the cable a wash, just pulling it through, just like this, pulling it through a cloth. You'll find a lot of dirt can come off a cable. This one actually, it's not too bad. But some of them you can get a lot of dirt off it. The issue is not moisture, especially if you've got clean, fresh water. The issue is corrosion. So if there's corrosion on the board, especially on the tracks on the back, the power can jump, but these are big fat tracks. The power can either jump or be broken. These will be fine. I'm not worried about them. Okay, that's as much as I'm going to do with this, because I could get right into it, but I'll give it a... Should I do a bit more? Can see a bit more to do easily. This is all completely hidden, you know. You could argue that the whole thing is hidden and I didn't need to take it apart, but I do want to check the brushes, so I'm really only checking them because I've seen a machine where they were a complete dud. Right. That'll do for now. We'll reassemble it when it's all dry.